Plenty of times.
I've been stopped and searched so many times, man. So many times.
Yeah, I have, like...
Everywhere I go, you know. For example, like, I was telling you, in London Carnival, if I go to a carnival anywhere, in any carnival, you know, I get stopped and searched. The majority of people going in, they're the Caucasians. Me, being black, myself, I'm there, and I get stopped and searched.
Well, a few times, like, they weren't necessarily, like, I was doing nothing really, and like being stopped for no reason, like, so like, and them ones like weren't really needed. But yeah, they did like they treat me a bit like stupid, or like I was like not aware of what they were trying to do.
Countless of times. Countless, trust me.
Yeah, on a regular basis. Happens all the time. I get pulled all the time, walk in and get stopped.
Alright, basically, there's a couple of experiences I've had here, but check this, yeah. I had an afro. You know what I'm saying? I'm a black person. I had an afro. I've come out. I was young, innit? I was like 14 or something. I come back from my mate's house or whatever. You know what I mean? I got stopped by the police. Yeah, I've had a helicopter on me. Yeah, do you know what I mean? And I was getting charged with burglary or something, which I was thinking, huh? Like, what's going on here, kind of thing. Like, come on, because they said to me that I fitted a black person wearing white, which obviously at the time I was wearing white. You know what I mean? So they stopped me for that. But obviously I've just come from my mate's house. Do you know what I mean? So I don't even know what to say about that. Another time as well, young again, drinking in the park, underage drinking, which I know obviously shouldn't happen, but it happened. And obviously I was with my mates, and most of my mates that I was with anyway, they're Asian background. So we got stopped. Police officers come up to us, said obviously underage drinking, caution, etc. So officers come with a torch, because it was dark time, it was night time, sorry, and he's come and he's put the torch in my face and said, yeah, you come over here and I'm gonna talk to you. So I've left and gone to the officer, but all my other Asian friends have been talking to the other officers, and I'm the only one that's been singled out to talk to the main guy. So obviously that experience there wasn't great, do you know what I mean?
Boy, the other day I got pulled as well, literally 2 days ago. And I wasn't doing nothing wrong. I had my daughter in the car as well, driving home. I went past the roundabout and they were sitting on the roundabout facing opposite me. So they're not going in my direction. I've drove past them. Literally, they've spun around, followed me about 5 minutes. They'll follow me from a distance. Obviously, I've seen them. So they followed me. I get outside my home address. So they've stopped right next to me. I've jumped out. What's the problem? They're like, all right, we just want to check insurance. So, all right, cool, here's my paperwork. They're like, don't worry about that, we'll do it. Then they're like, obviously they're doing what they're doing. I'm like, can I put my daughter in the house? They're like, go ahead. I bring the baby in the house, come back out. They're like, I'm like, so what's the reason that you lot stopped me? Because I see you lot followed me. And they were like, it's just routine. He started, then he's like, yeah, routine. But really, I can't question it. All I can say is, all right.
It makes me feel inferior. That's the way they want to make me feel, so that's how I feel. There's nothing else about it. That's the way
like, angry really, you get me? It shouldn't be done, innit? Like, what gives them the right?
Do you know what, yeah? Like, when I get stopped and searched, especially if there's like a large amount of people that are walking past, I feel embarrassed, you know what I'm saying? Like, I've been stopped and searched in my area, and it's been in the middle of, like, basically even Southall, so you've got like the Broadway, and the Broadway is a busy place, do you know what I mean? And I've just got stopped, like, just outside the Broadway where a lot of people walk past, and my mum could even say when I've got home, why was you stopped and searched at this so place? So, like, you feel embarrassed, you know what I mean? Because people look at you and walk past you and think, oh, he's a typical black lad that's done something, do you know what I mean? But
at that time, the neighbours were all out and everything, like, and I even said to the police officer, this is embarrassing, because people look out their windows and they see a young black male getting stopped by police. That's it, like, automatically their imagination goes wild, so.
the reason. It goes back to the same concept I've been telling you about, because I'm black.
reason, really.
They said they had a report of a knife in the car, which was totally, like, not even true, do you know what I'm saying? Because there was no knife in the car, and they said I fit a description.
As soon as my insurance come back, they didn't even fill out no paperwork, they drove off.
They never told me that reason. They told me because I was wearing a color which suited a gang in that area, or they thought I was carrying something, which is basically the same concept.
Yeah, they told me. Yeah, they did.
At the stage, they didn't arrest me. They just got my details, my personal details. That's about it. So.
Yeah, I did get arrested a few, taken back to the police station and stuff, yeah. Like.
I got let go, obviously I had no knife or nothing like that. I even told the officer, actually, I said to the officer, I'm a criminology student. She started laughing. You know what I'm saying? So I think the riots occurred. I think my view is, obviously what happened to Mark Duggan was wrong. However, people shouldn't have gone out there and looted, yeah. But yeah, if you're a person, yeah, if you're ethnic, yeah. Obviously, I'm not just saying like being ethnic, because everyone of different colours was looting, yeah. However, check this: if you're an ethnic minority person, right, and you got no future, you don't see no future in education or whatever, because maybe you've been kicked out of school or something, or a person doesn't understand you or whatever. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, and you've got an opportunity to go into a shop, yeah, and take goods, yeah, and sell them for money, then who isn't gonna do that, regardless of your colour? Do you know what I'm saying? Who's not gonna take an opportunity to go into a shop and take something that's worth $2,000 or something? Do you know?
The initial inception was correct, but afterwards I was against it. Everything else that happened after that, I was against it, but because it wasn't good for the community again.
Yeah, like views on that. I believe it was like it was set up, like really, like it was meant to happen. Like government planned it and everything, like, because if you looked at it, like the police really, when all the riot was going on, like the police did really stand by, you get me, and did nothing, and then they took action once, like everyone's taken stuff and just to like pin them down.
Boy, the riots were a reaction that got out of hand, so to speak. Like, obviously what they did to Mark Duggan was wrong, God rest his soul, but the way people went about trying to get, you could call it protesting, the way people went about protesting was wrong, and it just made everyone forget about the initial spark that caused that.
The main cause of the riots was just people getting together saying, listen, like, should we start looting? Because obviously, once that stuff happened in Tottenham, then everyone else in different areas was like, well, yeah, we can do it. We can just say that it's part of Mark Duggan's thing, because we're protesting. But obviously, it wasn't protesting. Do you know what I mean? And then if you've got 50 people,
The initial problem was a black person was shot for no reason by the cops, I think, and then from there people just took advantage because they thought, oh, the police are not going to do anything about it.
Mark Duggan's death, yeah.
policing in the riots. Yeah, obviously, because they stopped it, didn't they? Because they started threatening with all these, what do they call it? Rubber bullets and etc. And no one really wants to get shot, you know what I mean? So, like, obviously, policing was involved to stop the riots, you know what I mean?
I think it was a big factor because, like I said, before I was with it, but after that I was against it. But police, they were so soft in their methods of stopping the riots.
Well, they handled the situation wrong. Everyone knows that. Even the police know that they handled the situation wrong, but they're the police, so you can tell them anything, really. That's how it is.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm not really sure if they handled the riots like well. Obviously, you have to use a certain amount of force, obviously, in it. But I don't know. I think the riots could have been prevented, to be fair. But it's my
To let us fuck up our own neighbourhoods. That's just my opinion, but that's what I believe. I believe they were told to stand back and let us fuck up our own neighbourhoods, because at the end of it, it only affected us.
very harsh. Do you know what I mean? Because anyone with any opportunity to get something, to make a little money, you're gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? So I think what it was, I think the people that got caught, I think they was made an example of. Do you know what I'm saying? For example, if you get caught, like that woman, she was what was it? She was in the Olympics. She was gonna do the torch for the Olympics or something. Yeah, and now she's inside or something like that. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's ridiculous. For stealing a TV or something, you're gonna get something like 4 years or something. I think that's ridiculous. Do you know what I mean?
It was harsh, but it's a deterrent. Like, they can't go and give man 6 months for rioting. Next time something happens, everyone's gonna be out rioting. They've got to make you not want to do that. So I don't think it was unjustifiable. I think that was within reason.